Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar Alert, your go-to source for the latest updates. Today, we're tackling the big question on everyone's mind. Will the Iraqi dinar reach its peak value soon? Let's dive right in. The Iraqi dinar, or IQD, has been a hot topic for investors and currency watchers for years. The dream for many is a revaluation, or RV, where the dinar's value skyrockets. But how realistic is that hope, especially with all the changes happening in Iraq? First, let's understand what we're dealing with. The Iraqi dinar is the official currency of Iraq, managed by the Central Bank of Iraq, or CBI. Unlike major currencies like the US dollar or the euro, the dinar is considered a frontier currency. This means its value is tightly linked to what's happening inside Iraq, its economy, its politics, and especially its oil revenue. It's less influenced by global financial trends and more by local stability. So, what factors could actually push the dinar's value up? There are a few key things to watch. Number one is economic stability. Iraq's economy has been through a lot, from war to political instability and corruption, but recently we've seen positive steps. They're rebuilding infrastructure, improving governance, and trying to attract foreign investment. A stronger, more stable economy is the foundation for a stronger currency. Next, and this is a big one, oil prices. Iraq's economy runs on oil. It makes up over 90% of its export revenue. So, the dinar's strength is closely tied to the price of oil. When oil prices are high, Iraq earns more, which can help stabilize or even strengthen the dinar. But if oil prices drop, it can pull the currency down with it. Then there's political developments. A stable government, successful elections, and real anti-corruption efforts all build confidence in the currency. On the flip side, protests or political turmoil can scare investors away and keep the dinar from gaining any ground. We also have to watch the Central Bank of Iraq. The CBI holds the keys to the kingdom. Their policies on inflation, exchange rates, and currency supply directly impact the dinar's value. Any official announcement from them about a revaluation could send shockwaves through the market. Finally, international relations matter. Strong partnerships with countries like the United States and its neighbors can create a positive environment for the dinar to appreciate. Good diplomacy means good business. So, what are the experts saying? It's a mixed bag. Some analysts believe a revaluation is possible, pointing to the ongoing economic reforms and recovering oil prices. They see a gradual increase in value as Iraq gets its house in order. However, other experts urge caution. They say expecting a sudden massive spike in the dinar's value is just not realistic. Currency revaluations are incredibly complex. They depend on things like foreign reserves, inflation rates, and the global economic climate. A sudden peak in value could even hurt Iraq's economy by making its exports too expensive. Looking back at history, the dinar has seen its value change before, especially after 2003 with the introduction of new banknotes. This helped stabilize things at home, but its international value has remained low. There's been a lot of talk and speculation about a major revaluation over the years, but it hasn't happened yet. This shows just how complicated the situation is. If you're thinking about investing in the dinar, please be smart about it. Do your research. Understand the economy, the politics, and what the central bank is saying. And please be wary of scams. There are a lot of people out there promising guaranteed returns. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Remember that currency trading is risky, and it's a long-term game. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your investments. So, to answer the main question, is a peak value likely soon? While there's potential for the Iraqi dinar to grow, expecting a dramatic overnight peak is unlikely. The dinar's future depends on a delicate balance of economic growth, political stability, oil prices, and central bank policies. For now, investors and enthusiasts should remain cautious, keep a close eye on developments in Iraq, and manage their expectations. The Iraqi dinar is certainly an interesting currency to watch, but like any investment, it comes with risks. Have you ever heard the buzz about the Iraqi dinar? For years, people have been talking about it, wondering if it's the next big thing in currency investment. There's a lot of speculation about a potential revaluation, or RV, where the dinar could suddenly skyrocket in value. But what's the real story? Will the Iraqi dinar ever hit a peak? Let's dive in and find out. First, a quick rundown. The Iraqi dinar is the official currency of Iraq, issued by the Central Bank of Iraq, or CBI. While it's been pretty stable inside the country, its value on the international market has been a roller coaster. Investors love to watch its exchange rate against the US dollar, hoping for that big break. Unlike major currencies like the dollar or the euro, the dinar is what's called a frontier currency. This means its value is tied much more to what's happening inside Iraq, its economy, its politics, and especially its oil. So, what could actually make the dinar's value go up? There are a few key factors. First is Iraq's economic health. The country has faced immense challenges, from war to political instability. But things are slowly starting to turn around. There are new efforts to rebuild infrastructure, attract foreign investment, and clean up corruption. A stronger, healthier economy is the first step toward a stronger currency. Then there's the big one, oil. Iraq's economy runs on oil. It makes up the vast majority of their export revenue, so naturally the dinar's value is linked to oil prices. When oil prices are high, the government's pockets are full, which helps stabilize and strengthen the currency. But if oil prices fall, the dinar can take a hit. It's a delicate balance. Political stability is another huge piece of the puzzle. The future of the dinar really depends on a stable government. Things like successful elections, meaningful reforms, and a real crackdown on corruption can build a lot of confidence in the currency. On the flip side, any unrest or instability can scare investors away and put a stop to any potential growth. We also have to talk about the Central Bank of Iraq. The CBI is the conductor of this orchestra. They manage inflation, control how much currency is in circulation, and work to keep the exchange rate stable. Any announcements they make, especially about a potential revaluation, can send shockwaves of speculation through the market. And finally, international relations matter. Strong partnerships with a country like the United States and its neighbors create a good environment for the dinar to grow. So, what do the experts think? Well, opinions are split. Some analysts are optimistic. They see the economic reforms and recovering oil prices and believe a revaluation is possible. They think as Iraq finds its footing, the dinar could see a gradual, steady rise. Others, however, are more cautious. They warn against expecting a sudden, dramatic spike. They point out that currency appreciation is incredibly complex. It depends on foreign reserves, inflation control, and the global economic climate. A sudden jump in value could even backfire and hurt Iraq's ability to export its goods. Looking back at history, the dinar has seen its share of changes, especially after 2003. New banknotes were introduced to stabilize the currency at home, but its international value remained low. The long history of speculation shows just how complicated Iraq's situation is. If you're thinking about investing, you need to be smart about it. First, do your homework. Stay on top of Iraq's economic news, political developments, and any announcements from the central bank. Second, watch out for scams. There are plenty of people out there promising guaranteed profits from the dinar. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Third, think long-term. Currency speculation is a marathon, not a sprint. It could take years to see any returns, if at all. And finally, diversify. Don't put all your eggs in the dinar basket. A balanced portfolio is a safe portfolio. So, to answer the big question, is a peak value likely soon? The short answer is probably not. While the Iraqi dinar has the potential to increase in value, a sudden massive jump is unlikely. Its future is tied to so many moving parts: economic growth, political stability, oil prices, and central bank policies. The dinar is a fascinating high-risk, high-reward bet, but it's crucial to have realistic expectations. Will it revalue? Is a massive price surge just around the corner? With all the economic and political shifts happening in Iraq, it's more important than ever to understand what's really going on. So, let's break it down. First, what exactly is the Iraqi dinar? It's the official currency of Iraq, issued by the central bank. While it's pretty stable within Iraq, its international value is a different story. It's what's known as a frontier currency, meaning its value is super sensitive to what's happening inside the country, things like political stability, economic growth, and especially oil revenues rather than global financial trends. Most investors keep a close eye on its exchange rate against the US dollar. So, what could actually make the dinar's value go up? There are several key factors. First up, economic conditions. Iraq has been through decades of hardship, from war to political turmoil and corruption. But recently, there have been real efforts to rebuild infrastructure, attract foreign investment, and improve governance. A healthier, more stable economy naturally leads to a stronger currency. Next, and this is a big one, is oil prices. Oil is the lifeblood of Iraq's economy, accounting for the vast majority of its export revenue. So, the dinar's strength is directly tied to the price of oil. When oil prices are high, the government's income goes up, which can strengthen the currency. If oil prices fall, the dinar can weaken. Political stability is another crucial piece of the puzzle. Things like successful reforms, fair elections, and cracking down on corruption can build confidence in the dinar. On the flip side, any unrest or government instability can scare off investors and hold the currency back. We also have to look at the Central Bank of Iraq. It's their job to manage inflation, control the money supply, and keep the exchange rate stable. Any announcements they make, especially about a potential revaluation, can cause a lot of speculation and get investors excited. Finally, international relations matter a lot. Iraq's trade partnerships and diplomatic ties, particularly with the US and its neighbors, influence investor confidence. Good relationships create a positive environment for the dinar to grow. So, what do the experts think? Well, opinions are pretty divided. Some analysts believe that with ongoing economic reforms, rising oil money, and more foreign investment, a gradual increase in the dinar's value is definitely possible. However, most experts caution against expecting some sudden massive jump in value. A sharp revaluation could actually hurt Iraq's ability to sell its exports on the global market. If we look back at its history, the dinar has seen its value change, especially after 2003 when new banknotes were introduced to stabilize the currency inside Iraq. But its international trading value has always been modest. Past waves of speculation about a revaluation have shown us just how difficult it is to predict its future. For anyone thinking about investing, here are a few quick tips. First, do your own research. Stay updated on economic trends, political news, and central bank policies. Second, be very careful of scams. If someone is promising you guaranteed massive returns, it's almost certainly a scam. Third, think long-term. Currency investing is risky, and it can take years to see any returns. And finally, diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So, to wrap it all up, is the Iraqi dinar likely to hit a peak value soon? While there's potential for it to appreciate over time, an immediate dramatic spike is highly unlikely. Its future is tied to Iraq's economic growth, political stability, oil prices, and central bank policies. It's a fascinating currency to watch, but investors need to keep their expectations realistic and understand the risks involved. Will the Iraqi dinar see a massive surge in value soon? That's the million-dollar question on every investor's mind. With Iraq working hard to rebuild its economy and secure political stability, speculation is at an all-time high. Is a revaluation just around the corner? In this video, we're going to break down the current situation, the key factors driving the dinar, what the experts are saying, and whether it could actually hit a peak value in the near future. First, let's get the basics straight. The Iraqi dinar is Iraq's national currency, managed by its central bank. Locally, is stable. Internationally, its value against the US dollar swings based on Iraq's economic health and market demand. It's what we call a frontier market currency, which means it's more sensitive to what's happening inside Iraq than to global trends. Its strength really hinges on Iraq's economy, political climate, and most importantly, its oil sector. Since oil is the lifeblood of the nation's income, it's a huge piece of the puzzle. So, what could actually push the dinar higher? There are a few major factors at play. First up is economic improvement. After decades of struggle, Iraq is finally taking steps to stabilize its economy. By improving infrastructure, strengthening institutions, and attracting foreign investment, they're slowly building a stronger foundation. A stronger economy naturally supports a stronger currency. Next, we have oil market conditions. Oil accounts for the vast majority of Iraq's revenue. This means the dinar's future is directly tied to oil prices. When oil prices are high, Iraq earns more, which can bolster the currency. When they drop, it's much harder for the dinar to gain any ground. Political stability is another huge one. A stable government inspires investor confidence. Things like successful anti-corruption campaigns and peaceful elections build trust in the country's financial future. On the flip side, any political tension or instability can seriously limit the dinar's growth. Then there's the Central Bank of Iraq. It has direct control over inflation, money supply, and exchange rates. Any policies that promote financial stability are good for the dinar. And of course, whenever there are whispers of a potential revaluation from the bank, it creates a ton of excitement and speculation. Finally, we can't forget global and regional relations. Iraq's diplomatic and trade relationships with countries like the United States and its Middle Eastern neighbors are crucial. Strong, positive partnerships create a better environment for the currency to appreciate. Now, what do the experts think? Well, opinions are split. Some analysts are optimistic. They see potential for gradual growth, especially if Iraq keeps strengthening its economy, rebuilding, and benefiting from high oil prices. Others urge caution. They argue that expecting a sudden dramatic spike just isn't realistic. Factors like inflation, foreign currency reserves, and global economic pressures make a rapid appreciation very difficult. Plus, a sharp increase could actually hurt Iraq's own export competitiveness. Looking at its history, the dinar's value has been on a roller coaster. After 2003, new banknotes were issued to stabilize the currency, but its international trading value has remained pretty modest, despite all the hype. Past talk about a big revaluation has shown us just how complex and unpredictable this all is. So if you're thinking about investing, here's some important advice. First, stay informed. Follow the political news, economic reports, and updates from Iraq's central bank. Second, be very careful of scams. There are a lot of shady dealers out there promising guaranteed profits. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Third, think long-term. Currency investments are unpredictable and can take years to pay off, if at all. And finally, diversify. Never put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your money across different assets. So, to answer our big question, can the dinar reach its peak soon? While it definitely has the potential to rise in value, expecting a rapid, massive jump is probably unrealistic right now. Its future depends on a delicate balance of economic reforms, political stability, oil prices, and central bank decisions. For investors, a realistic mindset is key. Keep a close eye on developments in Iraq. The dinar is a fascinating currency to watch, but like any investment, it comes with risks. Understanding the full picture is your best strategy. Will it finally reach its peak and make investors rich? As Iraq continues to rebuild, this question is more relevant than ever. Let's break down the current situation, the key factors at play, and what the experts are saying. First, what exactly is the Iraqi dinar? It's Iraq's national currency, managed by the Central Bank of Iraq. While it's stable within the country, its international value is a different story. It's what's known as a frontier currency, which means its fate is tied more to local events than global markets. Think of Iraq's economic health, its political stability, and especially its oil revenue. These are the things that truly move the needle for the dinar, and it's why so many investors watch its exchange rate against the US dollar so closely. So what could actually cause the dinar's value to rise? There are a few key elements. First up is economic progress. Iraq has faced immense challenges, but recent reforms are showing signs of slow but steady improvement. Rebuilding infrastructure, tackling corruption, and attracting foreign investment all help create a stronger economy, which in turn supports a stronger currency. Next, and this is the big one, is oil revenue. Oil is the lifeblood of Iraq's economy, making up the vast majority of its income. So, it's simple. When global oil prices go up, Iraq's revenue increases, which can boost the dinar. When oil prices fall, the dinar usually feels the pressure. Political stability is another huge factor. A stable government, less corruption, and successful elections build confidence among investors. On the flip side, political turmoil or weak leadership can seriously hold the currency back. We also have to look at the Central Bank of Iraq. Their decisions on inflation, money supply, and exchange rates are incredibly important. Any hint from the bank about a potential revaluation can cause a frenzy in the market. And finally, foreign relations. Iraq's relationships with other countries, particularly the United States and its Middle Eastern neighbors, are crucial. Strong diplomatic ties and trade deals create a positive environment for the dinar to appreciate. Now, what are the financial experts saying about all this? Well, opinions are mixed. Some analysts see the rising oil revenues and economic reforms as positive signs that the dinar could gradually increase in value. However, many are quick to warn that hoping for a sudden dramatic spike is probably unrealistic. A currency's appreciation is a complex dance involving inflation control, foreign reserves, and global economic trends. A sharp increase could even hurt Iraq's economy by making its exports less competitive. If we look at history, the dinar's value has been on a roller coaster. Especially after the 2003 Iraq War, new currency was introduced to stabilize the economy, but its international value has remained low. Past predictions of a massive revaluation never came true, which just goes to show how unpredictable this market can be. So, if you're thinking about investing, what should you do? First, stay informed. Keep a close eye on Iraq's political developments, economic reports, and any announcements from its central bank. Second, be very careful of scams. There are tons of them out there promising guaranteed profits from the dinar. If it sounds too good to be true, it almost certainly is. Third, be patient. Currency investments are inherently risky and can take years to show any results. And most importantly, diversify. Don't put all your financial eggs in a dinar basket. A balanced portfolio is a safe portfolio. So, to answer the big question, will the dinar reach its peak soon? While there's potential for its value to rise, a sudden massive jump seems unlikely right now. Its future is tied to so many moving parts: economic growth, political stability, oil prices, and central bank policies. The best approach for any potential investor is to remain realistic and stay informed. The Iraqi dinar is a fascinating speculative play, but like any investment, it comes with significant risks. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.